Hello, I think I'm back. Hi. I'll give it a second to kind of catch up. Hello, am I back? Did I make it back? That's a good question. Hmm. Howdy. You got pushed to big bed. No, no. So I'll tell you in a second what happened. Like, I pushed the exit switch and it's like, no, no, you can't play it. Keep playing. Give me a second. I'm just going to fix this on because YouTube. I've got to sort out the YouTube backend now. Greetings, Sinner. I don't know what happened there. Basically, Squirrel said like the streamer disconnected for a few seconds, and I was like, okay, interesting. Yeah. Hey, hey. Let me just quickly just sort out the back end over here. Because obviously, like that went, that was not planned. That was not part of the scheduled proceedings. that was that was funny. You push the stream and erase button, you fool. You lost the stream because you skipped Mount Erebus. Yeah, that was funny. The timing of that could not have been funnier if I'd tried. So just to explain what happened, Squirrels said in the chat that the stream had been disconnected, and I was like, oh okay, and I didn't get any notifications. So what I did, I literally clicked over to my software, and it just crashed. The entire software just went splat, like absolutely just went on the spot. There was nothing I could do about that. It was just too epic for YouTube. Apparently so. Apparently so. Disconnected, and we weren't even there. This is the new stream. This is now a new stream, right? Yeah. But yeah. So basically, like, I literally clicked onto my streaming software just to be like, okay, let me just have a quick look, and it went crash. It just went. It's never done that. I've never had that happen. Give me a second. I just need to, because the thing with YouTube is like I've had to make a new event, and it's like it's a whole thing. So give me a second. Let me just make sure that like it's all set up right. But yeah, that was funny. Like the timing of that could not have been funnier. That was actually funny. I like that. I wasn't even angry. That's the best part. I use a stream key, so even if OBS crashes, the stream will never end. It'll just go blank until I hit end stream. I might start doing that, to be honest, because I might start doing that because the way YouTube does things, you have to make an event every time like your stream disconnects and such, and it's like, do I have to? I really don't want to. Anyway, let's get back to the game. When I clicked on OBS Studio, it insta closed. Yeah, pretty much. Right. I'll just put it back to that. So you can see I literally didn't do anything. I literally was just sort of about to hit this button, and it all went to heck in a sec. All 12 30 seconds were just too much. We're now returning to regularly scheduled. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what caused that. I might start doing that, Vitan. I might start using a stream key. Well, the funny thing is, like I said, I'm recording this. So on my end, like it's all kind of just one thing, but now it's going to be two streams on YouTube because YouTube's silly. It's fine. But yeah, remember we are actually on the secret level here. This isn't the first level. We're not restarting Inferno. God. Keeping crispy chills on through and use the stream key so they won't end unless it's stupidly long. Yeah, I might do that from now on then. If that makes things easier. Also, did you notice then when I stepped over the edge of the sectors, I was actually getting hurt by the floor beneath, even though we were way above it. Oh, thank you. Always wondered why this level was called Warrens. I don't know why it's called Warrens. That's one that you'll have to ask Sandy Peterson, because he's the one that made this. I really want to see a Doom mod that gives It has warrants of zombies. Hey, German, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. You've just missed a crash. We crashed as I exited Mount Erebus to come here. Literally as I hit the switch, the stream software crashed. I did not miss the crash. Excellent. It should be... The timing of it was very comedically perfect, so I'm approving of it very much. So that's weird. In the PC version of this level, there's no rocket launcher there because that's one of the items that they took out. That's interesting. Maybe when they were just sort of modifying this level. I also like, by the way, in this version, if you look here, you can actually see the structure in the background. If you just look at the back there, you can kind of see it, so it doesn't actually hide it in this version like it does in the PC version. So we get our second encounter with a cyber demon here, but luckily... I'm just going to stand at the back wall here and shoot against it. So you can see it only took about 8 to 9 rockets there to take out the cyber demons. So yeah, in this version the rocket launcher is pretty beefy. Power Babel 2.0. Cool. But yeah, thanks for letting me know about that, Vitan. I'll look into that because, like I said, one thing that does irritate me about YouTube is that you can't just kind of restart the stream; it kicks you out of the event, and that is something that's bothered me a few times. With no immunity splash damage makes it crazy good. Yeah. The imp sounds always get me. The imp sounds always get me. Hello. Hello. What are y'all doing here? Is it me, or does this floor make it look like it's been snowing? Like, whenever I see this like white floor, like in this style, in this version, it always just makes me feel like it's been snowing on the level. And hey, welcome back to everyone on the Twitch side as well. There we go. Yeah, the Twitch chat just loaded up finally. Doom Christmas edition. Yeah, so whenever I see this like white floor, it makes me think of like Christmas, because it looks like it's been snowing. I know that's not what the intention of it is, but like that's just how it comes off. I think the same. Okay. Yep, everyone just dies. Oh, you survived the BFG blast. You talked a bunch about 3D Wolf development though. I think he's menacingly shuffling at you at angles, or has made me chuckle. Well, the thing is, like, the BFG just kind of looks like a Baron fireball in this version. Also, if I remember correctly, we can still fire this even with one... Yeah, we can still fire this even with one cell ammo. So that's another little quirk of this version. Even if you only have one cell ammo, it'll still let you fire the BFG, which is kind of crazy. Rip YouTube chat. What's happening to YouTube chat? Has something happened? I don't know, like, because I'm not watching. Fucking gun. Memory is tight, have to cut all corners. You can. I want to pick this BFG up. Whoa! What happened there? Alright. I'd love to see a mod that combines the scruff nature of these ports into one giant experience. So the problem there is, like, which console would you say should be the lead on, have the level design? Because obviously you've got your Jaguar, you've got this, because this is a different level set to the PC and Jaguar's levels, and then you've got the original PC version. So you've got 3 versions of Ultimate Doom that you can pick from. What I like about the Super Nintendo ports, few textures, but they actually picked interesting ones. I really want to play the Wolfenstein 3D Super Nintendo ports because that seems like a really good time. My least favorite level in Ultimate Doom, now in SNES Vision. As a kid, once confused me because I thought it reset me back to the starting level. Yeah, that's why when I came back after the crash, then I had to sort of say to people like, we're not restarting, trust me. Okay, I'm gonna die though if I stay in that corner. Chainsaw makes a very interesting noise in this version. Oh, this song only plays here. Also forgot about all that. Super Nintendo Doom honestly kind of like an alternate reality, like if Doom was made on heavily modified Wolfenstein 3D engine. It does have crispiness to it. Again, I appreciate this version. It's not a bad version. It's just, you know, the hardware is what it is. $69 health. I don't make babies in public chat, I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm curious, will these cacodemons be able to get out of here? Because on the PlayStation 1 version, I think it is, these cacodemons can actually come out and chase you. Dead. I'm coming this way because I want the BFG that's here. The BFG 9000. Oh yes. I was so lost the first time I played this level. It probably took me an hour to figure out. Yeah, so I don't really like this level. I think I've said that across a lot of videos. I think my problem with this level is that it's too easy to get like turned around, messed around by the game. Also, is that? Oh, okay, that's just a tech texture. I was like, is that a texture that's not been put on properly? I used that map to navigate. I still love the SNES port because this was the first time I played Doom. I vividly remember punching a Baron to death in Deus. I was so excited. Yeah, I mean, the thing with this as well is people forget that Super Nintendo Doom, a lot of people got to play this because Super Nintendo was like the popular console. I mean, you could debate between Genesis, SNES as much as you want, but like millions of people own this, and this brought Doom into the homes of many, many, many people. Because the 32X, I think like that only sold like 500,000 console units, like 500,000 to 1 million in its lifespan. Whereas and obviously the Jaguar, that was never a big seller. That never sold well. Oh, I tried this game in CRT in composite feel. I feel like I had to hide the chunkiness. Come to me. And the thing is, like, Super Nintendo Doom, a lot of people got to play this for the first time. So for a lot of people, this was the first time they got to experience Doom, and that's really cool in my opinion. And I think that's why this port's very important, because I think that without that kind of accessibility, like Doom, I don't know if Doom would like have been in the hands of as many people, because obviously PlayStation 1 Doom, great, and it sold really well as well. But obviously, it's a lot of people didn't go out and buy PlayStations in '95. They waited a few years, like me. Well, I didn't buy a PlayStation. My dad bought a PlayStation for the house. They should have ported Doom 2. I mean, to be fair, I think like there's scope for that. Like, I was saying earlier on, I know that one of the people who's working on the Super Nintendo remaster, they also ported some Doom 2 levels over in the past, and I thought that was insanely genius. Like, so I'm definitely game for Doom 2 on Super Nintendo. I think you could probably do it with some of the smaller enemies. With some of the small levels, I think there's definitely scope for it. If you didn't do like the stupidly big levels, I think you could definitely squeeze some Doom 2 levels into the mix. I keep hearing they should port the more important ones like some. I like suburbs, so the suburbs can come. I mean, you can have downtown if you want it. I think that's one of the levels that they ported over. Kako Demon ported that one over, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, my jaw hit the floor, because I was like, holy hell! Like I didn't even know you could. I've seen some custom WODs for Super Nintendo Doom. This is Spider. The speed at which that went down then, it was like, I'm here, I'm gone. Oh no, that was silly. That was the Spider Master, I was like getting paid by the second for that appearance. Love some Spider Demon indeed. Well, enough for them to have us do more. Time and demand will tell. Yeah, no, like I said, if Doom 2 levels turned up on Super Nintendo, like that'd be amazing. But obviously, it's all down to like time and like if there's development for it. And before people ask, yes, the reason that the title screen looks a bit kind of overstretched, that's because the game renders a different resolution to the actual menus in this game, and I'd rather have the game at proper size. PZ says had its ass kicked. This version says beaten. Doom bosses kind of fell off a cliff after Psybeat. Oh, no credits. Now, so you don't get any credits in this version, but like I said earlier on, one of the quirks of this version is that when you load into the game, it automatically puts you on the Hurt Me Plenty difficulty. You actually have to go into a new game, and you have to intentionally load into one of the other difficulties. But the good thing here is I can show you this here. So if you click into I'm Too Young to Die, if you're playing on the European or the US versions of this game, it will only let you pick into Knee Deep in the Dead. And if you play through it like I did, and you get to the end of Knee Deep in the Dead, it stops the game there. You're not allowed to go into the Shores of Hell on I'm Too Young to Die. I didn't mean to load into that, but that doesn't matter. Same here with Hey, Not Too Rough. If you click into it, you can only go into Knee Deep in the Dead. But when you go into Hurt Me Plenty, you can only pick from Knee Deep in the Dead and the Shores of Hell. But as you saw just then, if we go through the Shores of Hell and beat it, it lets us go through to Inferno. So you can play Inferno on this difficulty, but you've got to get there. You can't just sort of turn up there. I blinked and missed that. I mean, literally, the Spider Mastermind went down in like a second. It was hilarious. It's a difficulty game. Like such a dated game decides to locking content behind. But what's strange is in the Japanese version, it's not that way. So they obviously changed it for the Japanese release of this. But if you go into Ultraviolence, you can see that all 3 episodes are here. So it is what it is. But yeah, so what I'll do, we'll do what we do on the other streams. I've done the Hurt Me Plenty playthrough, so now we'll play through Need Even the Dead. What up, bro? Hey, iPad. The BFG can need a longer cooldown to refire. But you can see, like, on the Ultraviolence difficulty, the enemy placements are pretty much the same as what you would expect. But as I mentioned, in this version, the enemies don't actually drop weapons. You just walk over them and you just pick up what you should pick up. And again, like I keep saying in the stream, I am playing on an emulator, so this is not. If it doesn't look 100% accurate, that's why. We're just here to explore the game. We're not here to frame rate test it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like the flaws thing you kind of get used to when you play through this version. It's like it's one of those things that you kind of get used to very quickly. I think the texture variety is more important on the walls. I love this version has all the computer screens in here. If you keep resetting the SNES, you'll get credits after 5 and 10 resets, I believe. Is that a trivia thing? Was the name originally going to be Mean Streets? I legit wonder how they'll do Super Shotgun in this port, as all the guns are perfect accuracy. I'm waiting for the SNES port of Crisis. God, that joke went on for so long. Wait, when the new version of Super Nintendo Doom comes out, I'll play it. I'll try to get hold of a Super Nintendo for the stream, so I can put it on, so I can play it on that, and then yeah, because I really want to try that out. That'll be good times. But I hope like if you've got any questions you want to see, by the way, if there's anything you want me to look at or sort of specifically spotlight on the stream, let me know and I will stop and I will spotlight it as we go past it. There's I got some hilarious corruption specifically from that one video I like. Well, the thing is, Duke Nukem 3D, there was a version put onto the Genesis. It's nothing like Duke Nukem 3D. It's more like Wolfenstein. It will play on PAL with a converter of some kind, and the game has been coded to account for that, but it'll naturally be a bit slower. Yeah, so my plan is to get an American Super Nintendo. That's kind of what the vision is, when I can afford one. But yeah, that is the plan. The music's a vibe in this version. I don't care what anyone says. The music is a vibe. Yeah. I bought a 2-pack of Classic Doom on Xbox for €5. Best invested money. Nice. Are you talking about the newer Xbox version there? Ow, ow, ow. Just mod the PAL Nintendo. The American ones are ugly. Have you seen the official iOS port? So I'm aware of the iOS port. I used to have the touch version because I used to have an iPod Touch, and I remember playing Doom on that. But I've not looked at the iOS versions for years. And what's irritating is that on my my Android tablet, which I used to watch like YouTube when I'm not at my laptop, I can't put Doom on that because for some reason it's like this is an outdated version. This game is outdated, and I'm like, Okay, but it can run on my phone. Okay. Yeah, so to answer the question someone had earlier on, yes, barrels do exist, but it looks like what they've done, they went through and took them all out of Inferno, because I don't remember seeing any in Inferno. But they are in the PC version, so... Look at you. To be fair, like, I think I'd probably get a Nintendo, a North American one anyway, because I imagine it would just be a better streaming experience, because some people are very sensitive to that. Some people don't like PAL versions of games being streamed. Because when I streamed Doom PlayStation 1 off real hardware, I think some people commented that they weren't used to it being like it was, even though I didn't really notice any major differences. Because I'm not really that sensitive to frame rates. Give me PAL Skittles. So just to keep in mind, Electrica, this is running on an emulator, so this isn't like representative of the performance you'd get on real hardware. So you have to keep that in mind as we're playing. This is mainly just showcasing like the differences, because the thing with Super Nintendo Doom, it uses a lot more variety of textures, which is a really weird choice when you think about it. Because one of the reasons that Carmack took out all the textures in the original Jaguar versions was because they wanted to save on memory requirements. Yeah, so some PAL games play at a slightly lower frame rate, and the thing is, because I've grown up with that, I have no issue with it. I don't notice it. It doesn't bother me. But some people I know are very sensitive to that, and I get that, because if you've grown up like seeing it at full speed, and then you see someone on YouTube streaming it like in 50 hertz, well, the 50 hertz version, it's gonna kind of mess with you. I'm English was stuck to the formula. I prefer the 50 hertz. Doom Guy, have you played Doom RPG? So, funnily enough, that's on my list of videos I want to do, because Doom RPG is really interesting. It's kind of forgotten about in the Doom lore of like games, but it actually tries to add a lot to the lore, which I've always been very interested by. I played it on my Nokia N95. Do people remember those? The old Nokia N85? I played Doom RPG on that. That was, and it was fun. Although back then I wasn't really playing mobile games that much, so it was kind of just a, oh, this is cool, never played it again kind of deal. I did the exact same thing happen on my Android. Luckily, there's a really obscure view mode tablet that install it regardless of the fact that it's old. Nice. I'll have to look into that. Q, it's Nokia ringtone. What was called for Nokia? The Dark Age of Doom. I've heard Doom RPG, but couldn't afford a... So there is actually a PC. So someone ported it over to PC. So it's someone's actually got it running on like an actual PC. If you Google it, you'll find it. I think Doom RPG 2 has one as well now, so you can play both of them on your PC. Because when I do my videos on it, that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm not going to showcase like hand footage from a phone that's like 20 years old. That'd be silly. Oh, you had an N-Gage. Oh, that's cool. I always wanted an N-Gage, but they're always very pricey. And by the time I could probably convince my dad to get me one for Christmas, I think like the N-Gage was already dead. So it's like, I've always wanted to play Tomb Raider on N-Gage, because I know they reskinned Lara to look like Angel of Darkness Lara. That seemed interesting. There's this one Nokia that had Linux for some reason. It hasn't modded, so technically it could run more advanced games. Nice. Yeah, so the way that this version handles floors and moves Welsh, It basically has them as solid blocks of color, but you still get the kind of the distance effect. So if you look at the roof here, you can see that there's like a shadow that kind of adds a bit of shading to it, to the distance. That's present in all versions of Doom, I think. I think there's one version that doesn't have it. I'm trying to remember which one it is. But yeah, that's present in all the versions of Doom. That light thing in the roof that makes things in the distance look a bit darker. But yeah, outside of that, the roofs and floors in this are not textured except for the skies. Outdoor skies are. Possibly Darples. I know that there's one, like I said, I know there's a version that doesn't have it, but then again, you get, depending on which version of Game Boy Advance Doom you're talking about, like there's a lot of weird things going on with Game Boy Advance Doom. I'm actually working on a video at the minute where I'm going to be talking about the original Doom 1 on Game Boy Advance, because the development of that, I think, because everyone talks about Carmack and how like he kind of handicapped the Sega Saturn version of Doom. No one talks about how he handicapped the original Doom 1 version of Game Boy Advance Doom, and how like there was a bit of scandal with like Taurus Games, who did the second Doom 2 on Game Boy Advance. So I'm going to be doing a video about that in the near future, because that's something that I'm really interested in sort of bringing to people's attention. Wait, why was it split into two streams? So Fire Guy, so I stream both in vertical and horizontal, but unfortunately YouTube hasn't quite got to the point yet where it puts them in one stream. So unfortunately you have to pick your poison. If you want to watch like vertically or horizontally, you've got to move between the different I think he's talking about your crash earlier. Oh yeah, no, the stream software crashed. Like, that's simple. It was funny. It just went. For the next room. The resolution on Game Boy Advance was so unplayable for me. How did Nokia pull it off? But yeah, so the original Game Boy Advance version of Doom, the development story behind that is so interesting. And like, I've been reading developer commentaries with Palmer, the one who ran the Palmer Studios, and he's not bothered about it now, but back then he was convinced there was some dirty dealings going on, because they were apparently promised Doom 2 on Game Boy Advance and then it was kind of taken off them. Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about with that version, which I'm really looking forward to doing. Look at those pixels. Oh, we died. The pixels killed me. Doom 1 on Game Boy Advance is way better. Well, so here's the interesting thing. We almost got a much better version of Doom on Game Boy Advance, because they had their own engine running. So they had Doom running on its own engine, and it was running at about like 20 frames a second. They were targeting 30. And then John Carmack came in and went, actually, I want you to use my Jaguar code. And this was like 3 months before the game was supposed to go gold. So it caused a lot of problems. So Game Boy Advance Doom 1 could have been a lot more ambitious. Than it ended up being. Virtual Boy looks like something you'd see in a sci-fi. Yeah, no, we went to the secret level in Inferno and it just crashed the stream. It's fine. Don't usually get crashes on stream. That was very odd. Thank you for catching on the walls. Like I mentioned, one thing I don't like about SNES Doom is just how you catch on the walls sometimes. Like, you'll literally graze a wall and it'll just stop you dead. That doesn't happen in many of the other versions. Yeah, so Adrian Carmack's very underrated because he really did a good job of creating silhouettes of the enemies, so you can tell at least what you're looking at from a distance. I've not seen that Captain Nintendo, but I definitely. Jesus says using, yeah, it's sometimes it's obviously you can work around it, so it's not like a game breaker, but it's sometimes like it can be just a bit annoying because obviously when you want to run to like a platform like that, you can get stopped by a random wall, and it's like ah. But then that's what makes this version unique. Well, the weird thing about the whole thing with Game Boy Advance Doom 1 is that he didn't even have the Jaguar code to hand. He literally had to go into his garage and climb up through a bunch of old boxes to find it because he put it away and he didn't have it to hand. So he literally went out of his way to say, your version of Doom is rubbish, my version of Doom is great. See there, I got stuck. See there, I got stuck on that wall there, and the only way I could get out was to turn back around. But yeah, Carmack did that with a few different ports of Doom. He had a real thing for just kind of meddling. Also, can I ask the question, why is the chainsaw like in that random ass position? So we're going from shotgun. You'd expect us to go to chain gun. No, it's the chainsaw. The worst part is when you're stuck in the slimes. Yeah. Doom guys are magnets in SNES Doom, the walls are built of steel. Doom's his baby. I get that, but like, the thing is, by 2000 and 2001, you would have figured, like, he would have been like, yeah, you know, I've got Doom 3 to worry about over here. Ooh, nearly fell into the toxic pit there, nearly put too much momentum on that. See, they got rid of the barrel here as well. Did Super Nintendo have any other FPSs? That's a very good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. I know the 3DO had a bunch of Doom clones on it, because I'm thinking, one of the video ideas I'm thinking for the new year is looking at the 3DO Doom clone collection, because there's a lot of random Doom clones that turned up on the 3DO. Had Wolfenstein 3D. Wolfenstein 3D, yes. Baseball 2000. Zero Tolerance is so weird. I mean, it's fun, but it's a weird game. Super Noah's Ark. Ah, yes, so Super Noah's Ark. The game made famous by the angry video game nerd. That one FPS part in Jurassic Park. I actually forgot about Super Noah's Ark and its bootleg. Yeah, wasn't that the one that circumvented Nintendo's like security? That's pretty interesting. I didn't even know Jurassic Park on SNES had FPS sections. Me and my buddy are slowly reverse engineering that one. Oh, excellent. That's really cool. I have not got the technical know-how on even how to begin reverse engineering. Also, weird style choice here, which I'll talk about. Why have they used the red key door frame thing for this wall here? Like, it's such a random change, and I don't understand, because we're playing on Ultraviolence and there's no enemies outside. But yet, you've got this here that's like... I think the implication is Forfield. Yeah. I got that from the red floor. I just think it's an interesting style choice. Again, I really like the music in this version. I know some people say it's not good, but I think it's a bop. I like how all those enemies just kind of died and they had no idea what was happening. Really shows what this scripting soldiers will have assets for that weird red door light. I love that. Practically pirates and SNES cartridges that bypassed me. Now, SNES version music was quite good. That was one of the things that tended to get praise, even when the port didn't. It's gone out. Yeah, no worries, Vitan. Thank you very much, and have a good one. Have a good rest of the weekend. I don't think the claw machine level from Toy Story counts, but still, the way the level raises up. Shoot everything. It's very hard to tell like when you're getting shot at because you don't get like a red blur effect on the screen. Sometimes like it's very hard to tell like how close the enemies actually are to you. It's weird. The hardest level in the game. You think? I think it's a level I need to be careful on because obviously there's a lot of things that could try and kill me. No, that's fine, Darples. Thank you so much for stopping by and thanks for your insights. It's been really fun. And good luck on your future projects. Ow. Who's shooting me? Oh, thank you, Wookie Fragger. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Please die in my levels when you get to them. I will. I promise. It's going to happen. My lack of skill will guarantee death. Oh, I just forgot about you, didn't I? I forgot about you. So because we've already done this level once on the stream, I now know to just back up here. Oh no, oh, that did not work at all for me. Well. I think the blast radius on the rockets is also a lot higher in this version. I think. Yeah. I know what you mean, because that toxic pit at the end, if you've got no health, it can be an absolute nightmare, because they don't give you a rad suit in this level. I did want that to be the chain gun, by the way. Who's shooting me? You're shooting me. Really excited to see how the new Super FX free version. Yeah, no, it'll be really fun. Like I said, for me, it's just about bringing attention to the Super Nintendo version of Doom, because I think people mock this one, but like they don't understand what ambition went into making it a thing. I beat this level by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, so the thing with this level is if you get to the end of a level and you've not got any health, you're really screwed, especially on this version where Doom Guy drops like a boulder the second he steps off a ledge. Wait, where did he go? No way have you gone down. No way have you gone all the way down there. That's silly. For the second single level, this is level of pits, no combat armor, no blue sphere. Like I said, before this stream, I've never seen an enemy go down there, but like in this stream, I've seen imps go down there, and I've now seen a pinky go down there, so who knows? I don't. You think you've seen everything in Doom, and then Doom throws new things at you. The first, is it the? I think this version doesn't have infighting. I told you these guys drunkenly wander around. They struggle to magnetize towards you. That's it. I'm going to shoot the pixels at the bottom of the stairs. They will not be able to resist. Oh God, I didn't expect that many. I did not expect that many pinkies to be left. You'll also notice this version doesn't have specters. Specters were up there with Cyber Demons and Spider Masterminds in the 90s for not getting put in these ports. Can't believe the Xbox 360 is turning 20 today. I know, God, it makes me feel old because I remember how excited I was about the Xbox 360 before it came out. One Kako can hurt another Kako with projectiles. Yes, but they can't. But in this version, yes. Yeah, so in this version, there's no infighting, but they can still hurt each other, which we saw. Which we actually saw in the Tower of Babel level because the Cyber Demon shot its rocket and it hit a lost soul and blew it up. So you can still get infighting in this version. They don't fight each other. They just hit each other. Ugh, the frame rate. The frame rate. When I tell you the frame rate here is absolutely shocking. You think they're playing cards? I don't know what they do in those monster closets. They just kind of sit there waiting to be called upon, don't they? Maybe they play video games. Press turbo on the control to fix the frame rates. on real high, you'd be getting like 8. Well, it's because there's a lot of enemies on screen, so the enemies really do kind of deplete the performance in this one. There we go. You like that, didn't you? You liked that. I'm not entirely confident about this. I want to see if we can get over this gap. In all the other versions, you can sprint down these steps. This process eats a lot of time, though. Thing is, these days, sometimes kind of tell a 20-year-old game from 20-day-old. In the 90s, you could almost see the difference from year to year. Yeah, I mean, that's more just because video games, the aesthetics of video games these days, it's a lot less, there's not that much difference. Because everyone shoots for that realistic aesthetic now. I know there's imps in there, and I don't want to fight them on the... Oh! Wait, why are there no imps in here? That's weird. Huh. Interesting. There's normally meant to be imps. Even on the Hurt Me Plenty, there was imps down there. Interesting. Not going to complain. We're just going to move on. Yeah, no, like on the Hermie Plenty difficulty, there was 3 imps down there like there normally are. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to fight the imps in the toxic pool. Super FX graphics, I know, right? My father was actually in contact with some Canadian devs that were planning on making a full Bible-based Doom 3D clone on the build engine that was fully voxelized. Nice. Did you not read the Gone for Lunch sign? Well, they were like, well, we've already made one appearance on the stream. We don't want to take up too much of the time. They're very thoughtful like that. Excuse me. Yeah, I have a lot of time for Super Nintendo Doom. Like, I feel because the funny thing is, like, I've said it before. One of the worst things I think that ever happened to internet culture was the rise of personality-driven reviewers who they didn't really critique games. They just kind of said game bad. Look at how bad it is. And this is one of those games I think that really kind of suffered from that. Because you got a lot of people who didn't really play it. They just they played the first few levels of it and went, oh, look at this, it's not as good as the PC version. Yes, and I've said it in a few other streams. One of the things that I hate is that my friendship group got a lot of that in the early 2010s. It was just basically people going, oh, you know, Angry Video Game Nerd said this, Nostalgia Critic says this, you know, Spoony said that, and it's like, it always used to bother me because it's like, if you actually played the game, well, you don't really have an opinion on it then. You've just copied someone else's opinion. Everyone copied, yeah. It is still the thing is, this has a lot of limitations, and obviously this is not the best way to play Doom. If I was going to give you a top 5 list of Doom ports to play, I don't think I'd be giving you this one in that list. But that being said, you know, you have to admire what this is. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I was surprised to find out Spoony still streams, by the way. And I only know that because my partner is subscribed to their YouTube channel. Because they used to love Spoony back when Spoony was all the rage. And obviously Spoony hasn't put videos up forever. And then, like, was it like a month ago? We just saw him streaming randomly and I was like, oh my god, I thought he was dead. Literally, that was my reaction. I was like, I thought Spoony was dead. He's not. He's still doing stuff. Still hasn't made that movie though. If you don't remember, Spoony's one of those people who, when Kickstarter popped up, he put up a big thing for a movie that never happened, but took the money, so it got a bit weird with him. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's just frustrating because, like, because Angry Video Game Nerd did a video a few years back on, like, the Tomb Raider games, and it's like, even the worst of the original PS1 Tomb Raider games, it's still fun. So I just want to know, is the lips... Yeah, the lip's still here. Oh, okay. Is there still a lip here that... I think there is. Yeah, so there's a lip still there. You can see it there. It's still there, but I don't think we're ever going to be able to reach it because, like, the way Doom Guy drops means that I'll try. Yeah, no, we'll never reach that. His Ultimate videos are great. Like, so Spoony made some great videos, made some absolute trash, but also made some really good videos back in the day. But then he just kind of dropped off. Like, it's like, because, like I said, a lot of other stuff was going on with him, and, you know, it really impacted his output on YouTube. And Blip, if you remember Blip, God, who remembers Blip? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I use terms like port like as shorthand for what this actually is, because it's easier for me to say this is a port of Doom rather than it's a fully new creation of it. But I get what you're saying. I take what you're saying on board. Agreed, but with Spoony, it got weird. Like, because like I said, I've never really loved his content. I've never really paid that much attention to it. I'm sorry about that, Arky. I'm sorry about that, 3D. Remember when YouTube alternates were actually a thing? Oh, thank you, 90s Nick, for the raid over on Twitch. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Radio Geek. Hey, how you doing? I appreciate that. If you're watching me, give 90s Nick a follow over on Twitch. That's really, really appreciated. Thank you. I'm streaming. I'm working my way through a second playthrough of Super Nintendo Doom here. And we're also celebrating 10,000 subscribers over on YouTube. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, 90s Nick. No, honestly, thank you. I appreciate that. What were you streaming? Oh, this version does that. So this version, you know what? If you have a rocket launcher, it will try and make you use the rocket launcher, even if you don't want to use the rocket launcher. Yeah, we had some of we had some of the people working on it in the chat earlier, Radio Geek. We were having a good talk about it. It seems like it's going to be a really good time. I'm excited to see what they can do with it. And here I am showing off. Here I am almost dying in this version of Doom. I finished Sonic Adventure. Excellent. Would it surprise you to know I've never played Sonic Adventure 1 or 2? Like, I like Sonic games, but I've never really played the 3D ones. So I appreciate what those guys did. Whoa, okay, those wow, okay, they all really wanted to come and say hi to me today. I don't think they do that in the PC version. I don't think they actually step into that toxic pool. That's interesting. But yeah, I appreciate what those reviewers did, but at the same time, I also fully say that like the content for me is kind of outdated. Well, I mean, back what they were making then, because a lot of it was just shouty at the microphone. Yeah, I fell off after Sonic on Genesis. I'm not sure Sonic Adventure would hold up to a new player. Rest in peace, I can hit. I just got through a really cool Donkey Kong Country inspired game called Windward. Big recommendation for me. Excellent. I think YouTube just got oversaturated. Now it's different style of content. So, I mean, for me, like I said, I think that what they were doing back then was great, but I also think that style of review, I think it fell out of favour because I think people just kind of got bored of the shouting. Well, I say that, and then I look on TikTok and everyone's shouting on TikTok. So, you know, maybe they just got younger. That's the other one. Like, don't get me wrong, if that's your style, great. I don't think I could ever do that though. I just could not. Because I couldn't just be mad for the sake of being mad. You know, there has to be a reason to be mad, and a good reason. All angry video game was cry out when it started a trend of overwhelming negative clicks. Yeah, and like I was saying earlier on, I feel like Spoony was like the antithesis of like that whole thing. Like Angry Video Game Nerd put a lot of effort into the videos, but I feel like Spoony kind of leaned a bit too heavily into that, and that kind of became like the brand. Like, I must be negative. Okay, where's all the enemies? Okay, so you all saw this earlier on when I was doing Hurt Me Plenty. Those enemies in these like pockets here, there was like shotgunners and imps, but here you can see that we're only getting pinkies. That's weird. Maybe it was done because they didn't want to have too many enemies in this area. Spoonie was great though. Spoonie was great. When Spoonie was good, Spoonie was great. When Spoonie fell off hard. Like the Spoonie is one of those ones who they shone very brightly and then burned very quickly. And that whole movie thing, like I said, that whole movie thing was bad. Hey Wookie Fragger, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Thank you for your streaming. As some of us have the house in our hands now, can't play anything we used to. Like I said, the whole thing with the movie, I think, is what killed Spoonie as like a, because that broke a lot of trust. Like, I would never ask for money for a project like a movie. If I was going to make a movie, I would make it myself. I would not crowdfund it, because when you crowdfund things like movies, people have expectations about what they're going to get, and even people who make YouTube videos will tell you, you can have one intention at the start of your project and you can end up with something completely different by the end of it. I would never feel comfortable in that position. There's nothing wrong with asking for money. Thank you, Nick, 90s Nick, for the follow on Twitch. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with asking for money. Begging, though, is something completely different, I think. I think, like, because you can ask and people can say no, and that can be the end of it. But I think when you beg for money, or when you say, like, oh, I'm going to do this great thing, give me money for it, it's like, no. Do the thing, and then I'll give you money for it. Shadow Warriors first beta was released on Frankenmuth 3D Engine. Really interesting how SNES doesn't look like heavily modified. Exactly, and that's the thing, Jo. I feel like Kickstarter was such a weird thing when it blew, because if you weren't around when Kickstarter blew up, it blew up big. And everyone was trying to take a slice of it. And it's like, people were just promising all kinds of stuff. Like, it became like the Wild West for like, I'm going to do this. And then it never got done. Or it came in a half-baked form. And it's like, that's not what people wanted. Well, the thing is, he only is it directs? I don't think he even has a hand in like the editing anymore with it. I think because he has a production team that makes all his videos for him, so he doesn't really have to do any of that stuff anymore. I think he does some of the writing still, because I think that was one of the controversies a few years back when he did his Halloween thing, because he wasn't writing the reviews. He had a team of people writing the reviews, and then like one of them plagiarized. I was Ouya. God, the Ouya. God, do you remember the Ouya? Man. What a trash fire that was. If you intend to make 50k movie, start at 400k. Or at least start with double the budget. Hey George, welcome. I don't think people didn't realise Kickstarter, that's the risk. Problem scammers. Hey Worm, how you doing? Yeah, YouTube's changed so much. Like, because I've been watching YouTube since 2006. Like, I remember watching YouTube when I was going to college back in 2006, and I remember like telling someone, oh, I watch these videos online. Well, that doesn't sound like a good use of time. And it's like, haha, I proved you wrong. He says, sitting here playing Super Nintendo Doom. No, honestly, my mum and dad, they don't really understand like online stuff. But they understand, they know YouTube, so that's how I always use my mum and dad as like barometers for how good something is broken into the mainstream. Where have these monsters gone? Like, am I going crazy here, or are some of the monster placements like completely out of whack in this version? There's supposed to be a bunch of shotgunners and zombie men, and there's supposed to be an imp there. I'm not going crazy. Your Doom on 3DO was a hell of a video. No idea she passed away. Yeah, so like I said earlier on, I was literally just finishing up the script for that, and the news passed, and I debated whether to delay the video or to sort of put a memorial in the video, and I was like, well, I don't think if I'm sure if I asked her, like she wouldn't have an issue with me putting the video up. Where are all these enemies? I swear to God, like there's a lot of enemies on this level that have just like disappeared. I don't think Gerard is a bad person. He just needs to do a lot to regain trust. Yeah, I get that. What difficulty you play? There's probably less enemies on low difficulty. I'm playing Ultra Violence. People are saying his. Did I? Light amplification goggles are less spawned item in Doom. What do you think of them? They're useful in moments, but like you have to cater a room to them, because otherwise they're kind of pointless. When you were streaming until today. Oh, it's not very ultra then. Back. Hey, welcome back. So the thing is, like, a lot of those reviewers, they sort of change the style, so they've all mellowed out a little bit. G-card. Goggles are highly situational. Yeah, you need to design the room around the goggles. You can't just put the goggles randomly into a room, because otherwise they're a useless item. Try to make a comeback. At the end of the day, I'm always about forgiveness. So I feel that people can mess up, and there's always room for forgiveness, but they have to earn that forgiveness. It's not. Yeah, so I'm playing on Ultra Violence here, but you can see there's no enemies in here. Like there's no imps, there's no zombie men. Then there's that guy with the glasses too. Wasn't that just Nostalgia Critic? I started playing Half-Life again. I need to play Half-Life 1. That's a game I really need to go back and experience properly, I think. So, do you know the crazy thing, Link Mario Samus, about Sugar Conroy? I used to love his videos. Like, when he was one of the biggest Let's Players on YouTube, I was there every day watching his videos. And the funny thing is, Masay Anella, one of the people that was associated with him for a while, I remember when I found her videos, she only had like 80 subscribers, and she was doing the Ocarina of Time playthrough, and I loved her videos. And then when they and then I remember like it became a thing that they might be together and all that, and then all that stuff came out last year, and I was like, wow, I really had no idea that like things were that bad, like that like Sugar was that kind of person. It's like, woof, who knew? Hey, Oblivion Walker, verified. Welcome. I got a headache from big night last night. I think you got a gift sub on you as well. Yoshi Chief gave out a gift sub earlier on in the stream, and I think you're one of the lucky recipients. So enjoy your premium, which means no ads for you. Unless you use an ad blocker, in which case, you know, good. I'm really glad. Didn't Carl Jobs lose his case against Billy Mitchell? He did, and then he just kind of carried on like nothing happened. Which, to be fair, like, again, I'm all for, like, if you've made a mistake, you own up to it, and then you try to make it better. That's the only way I think you can handle situations like that. He made a mistake, he got very deep into a hole that he didn't need to be in, and then, like, it all kind of fell apart from there. You know, Emil has been active again for more than a year. I haven't watched any of Chugga's videos in a long time. Just because, like, I used to see them streaming sometimes. I never sat and watched the streams, but like I was like, oh, they're still going. But after hearing all the stuff they did, it's like, put a bit of a breathe on that. Fair enough. Like, it's at the end of the day, like, you know, I can't comment because I wasn't in the room with anyone, so it's not like I can, and I don't want to sort of say negative things. All I know is what I saw and what was said, and it is what it is, isn't it? But Chugga Conway was one of the big original Let's Players on YouTube. I remember when they were huge. I remember when like they were like one of the big ones on YouTube. Now I just need to play 3D Doom. To be honest, I wouldn't bother. I'd just play PS1 Doom. PS1 Doom's better all around, has more going for it, and it has the same levels. We don't need that kind of drama. Exactly. Like, drama for the sake of drama is not really... Mercifully, the Doom community isn't that drama-filled, so it's like, you very rarely hear about stuff like that, and usually... I think that Carl was the last big thing to go wrong with the Doom community. N64 Doom is superior. It is, and I'll be playing that next week on the 12-hour stream. Yeah, I agree with what Radio Geek just said in the chat. The thing with 3D Doom is that it's only worth going back to play if you must experience it. It doesn't... There's no real value, in my opinion, in going back and playing 3D Doom, because there are better versions of Jaguar Doom that you can play. No, like, I mean, because for me, it's like, I don't know, so I don't really want to comment on like stuff. I'm very bad. I prefer to deal in facts, and like the problem with stuff like that is it's he said, she said, they said. It's very hard to kind of get to the truth in situations like that. It's all about like who you trust. And since I don't know any of the people who were kind of involved, it's kind of like, videos, the console's cool, but the console hi-fi was just out there. Yeah, unfortunately, like they kind of, the 3DO was just too ambitious, I think, for what it was. The only reason to play 3DO Doom is to honor Rebecca. Based on the music, I'm guessing you're looking at Phobos Anomaly, that level without eyesight. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hello. So yeah, you can see here there are no spectres in this version of Doom, unfortunately. See that pinky right at the back of the room over there. So you can see here, if I just do this, so you'll see here, one shot. I want to just show you that, like, the rocket launcher is, look, 2 shots from the rocket launcher killed the Baron there. And that's pretty much because like I keep saying, the rocket launcher in this version is a lot more powerful. Just visible doggies. By complete coincidence, the 3DO launched the same year as Doom. Is that the correct death frame? No, so the image for the Barons of Hell, it sort of stops right before it's supposed to, so it looks a bit weird in this version. We're gonna lose all our weapons here, so may as well get the maximum fun out of it. I love the background mounted image. I think I want to be co-op originally. The chain gun is much better on Super Nintendo. He looks a bit floaty now. He does. He looks like his body's just kind of floating in midair. Damius Dens. I don't know how I beat this on Nightmare as a kid. I remember being the only way to access Inferno. So the thing is, if you play on Hurt Me Plenty, you can get to Inferno, but you've got to go through the shores of hell. Whereas if you play this, if you pick Ultraviolence or Nightmare, you actually get the option to go to Inferno straight away. It's very weird. It is very, 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 very weird. I think if you gave Zero Master enough time, they probably could do, yeah. I don't know why. Zero Master's really good at what they do, so I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. Wait, E2M1 has different music soundtrack. It does. That happens a lot in this version of Doom. I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna die. Grab the med kit. Thanks for the video. I was looking forward to more Doom content. No worries at all. No worries at all. For harder difficulties, baby. There we go. I wonder why it stopped then. I don't know why. It just like froze in place. That was weird. Doom guys all to bubblegum. I actually like the Xbox Doom as well as the expansions. Xbox Live felt like you were going into fight. Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier on, I've actually been talking with some of the devs from the Xbox version of who developed the original Xbox version of Doom, or classic Doom, that was with Doom 3 on the PS, on the original Xbox, and they've given me some great insights into that development, because the thing with the original Xbox version of Doom, the development is not very well covered. There's talk of like Doom 3, but Doom, I want to talk more about the classic Doom when I get to that video. So I actually reached out and they were very nice. They've given me a lot of insight. I love all these version comparisons of Doom. I'm glad you like them. I love talking about the console versions of Doom. The console versions of Doom are so unique and interesting to me. Like, they're just really fun to talk about. By the way, I love that you can see that Cacodemon just floating in the roof there. I pointed that out last time, but it's worth bringing up every time. We are leaving this room. Any chance I get, I'll play it. You mean the map that you can replay over and over on original Xbox Doom because it doesn't lock you out of it when you complete it? There was a massive process hog originally. I was shocked to see posted to Xbox. You actually do well presenting the facts in your videos. Thanks. So the reason that I do it the way I do is because I want to make. I always try to just make it clear what the facts are, and what, like, you know, the information is, because there's a lot of information in some of the videos and it can be difficult sometimes to find a way to put that across without kind of getting lost. I try to frame my videos as though you've never seen Doom before, and I'm trying to explain what a Doom is, which I get for some people is like a bit repetitive, because every time I have to kind of talk about what Doom is, what the console is. But I want my videos, especially in retrospects, I want them to be kind of like everyone's on the same page, so that when I start talking about what's bad about the console port or what's good, people know what they're actually, you know, so everyone's on the same page. Thank you, Heywo. So, to be honest, Gniper, I've been looking at maybe doing a multiplayer stream at some point and maybe setting it up so people can join on consoles and we can all like have a big like competition, have good times. Yeah, and and the thing is, I really like your videos, Radio Geek, because your videos are, you do a good job of just kind of covering games from like the base up, and I think that a lot of reviewers don't do that. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, you should give Radio Geek's videos a watch. Radio Geek covers a lot of retro games. They did some excellent videos about the Saints Row games. And I used to love the Saints Row 1 and 2 games, so like it was really nostalgic getting to rewatch those. But yeah, if you're looking for just like good reviews, Radio Geek is definitely able to accommodate that. But when I write my reviews, I always try to do it from the perspective of someone's never seen what a Doom is. I was going through my computer and found my 64 level Megawad. Should release it, but it's trash. Oh wow, 64 level Megawad. Jeez. That's cool. Oh, how that series felt like a broken balloon. Yeah. Like, I wish I could say it didn't, but you're right. It kind of went down like a lead balloon and it never came back. I'm working on a video for Saints Row 3 now. I will not be kind. So what I didn't like about the Saints Row games, I mean, obviously, I'll talk about it quickly because obviously it's not Doom related, but I never liked how the tone just like completely flipped between 2 and 3. I was like, because I kind of appreciated what Saints Row 2 was. I love Saints Row 2, like that's probably my favorite in the series. And then like it was like, oh, suddenly we're doing all this like other stuff. Oh, you can hear these enemies are actually shooting each other over here. That's fun. I waltzed in going, who wants some Samurai Jack's voice or Duke Nukem's? Wait. This is wrong. E2M3, not E2M2. Yeah, so E2M2 is not in the Super Nintendo version. I'm going to guess because it's such a big level that they just took it out. It's funny because when we were about to enter this level, I was like, I don't remember playing E2M2 in the first run, and then I remembered it's not in this run. So I liked Saints Row 3 a lot. Saints Row was a bit out there, but still fun. Get Out of Hell was stretching it. Yeah, and then the reboot last year was well, was it not last year? The year before? Yeah. Yeah, so Saints Row started out as a clone of GTA San Andreas, and it kind of leaned heavily into like the gang aesthetic and all that. And then with 3, it kind of got a bit, it went a lot more comedic. So really, like, if you wanted more GTA San Andreas, you'd play Saints Row 2. If you wanted more goofy GTA stuff, you'd play Saints Row 3. Yeah, so the first one was very much like it wore its inspiration too heavily, I think. And I think like when you go back and play it now, it really kind of feels it wears that San Andreas inspiration like it too much, I think. Like I said, Radio Geek's done a great video on it, and I think raised some good points about the game. So, but for me, like I like GTA games, so like I'm always open to trying new GTA games. Yeah, Doom. Hey Laz, welcome. I just kind of lost my taste for open world gaming. I kind of have as well. I don't, because I used to love Assassin's Creed as a series, like, and then I sort of stopped when all they did was sort of regurgitate the same kind of open world thing. It's yeah, I get what you mean. So the thing is, I like GTA 4. I think GTA 4 is a great game for me. I'm still annoyed they've not bothered to remaster it, because they've remastered like the original 3 very poorly, and then they kind of went, GTA 4, we don't know her name. I feel like GTA 4 really got like picked on for trying to be a bit different. Gotta be really careful here, because there's a bunch of lost souls in here, and if I let them, that's gonna happen, where they're gonna sneak up behind me and just start munching at me from behind. He's using control. Let's get bowling. But definitely remember this time people saying it's too serious and brown. So the thing with GTA 4, like, I kind of appreciated it, because I think with San Andreas they kind of maxed out the silliness they could get away with. I love San Andreas, but I can't imagine like what a follow-up to that would have looked like if it hadn't gone more serious. I mean, Oblivion, so I've just started the Doom Wall series, so like I'm always looking for levels to cover in that. If you wanna, if you release it, I'm open to playing a level on the Doom Wall, like, because. Excuse me. So yeah, we found out when I was coming through here the first time. Okay, so there's a Caco demon in here on this difficulty. That's interesting. In the Hurt Me Plenty, it was 2 imps. Yeah, they leaned more into the kind of narrative side of things, and I appreciated that, because I think, like I said, I think my problem with GTA San Andreas is like, great game, but where do you go from that? Like, where on earth could they have taken that wasn't just like a parody of more San Andreas? Yeah, so if you look at the Baron of Hell's death, animation here, they kind of just look like they're like on the sort of not wanting to die. Yeah, so they changed. So the secret exit to this level is actually in E2M2, which is E2M3. It gets very confusing. It gets really confusing. Yeah. So what it was, E2M3 has a secret exit in it, even though it's not E2M3. It's E2M2 in the Super Nintendo version. I get that, although to be fair, like I said, I think it's mainly just because that's the vibe they were going for. So like I mentioned earlier on, whenever I see this white floor in Super Nintendo Doom, I always think of like snow. It always feels like Christmas floor, like it's been snowing in the level. It's very featureless, this white texture when it turns up. I've got command center was moved. As well as that, makes 3 absent maps in this one episode. Yeah, so as Dark was saying earlier on in the chat, this episode's the one that got beaten up the most in this version. Vain layer of snow. I made a chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I was playing last night to really. I really suck at weapon and ammo management. Make sure I've got all the goodies I can, because the next level is going to be I think the next level is going to be E2M6. I want to make sure I'm fully stocked up for that. But yeah, this Super Nintendo Doom uses a different level set. It uses its own sort of level set. So it doesn't use the Jaguar levels. It uses like a lot of PC levels, but they've been kind of removed. Some of them. Doom 2 would have been too much for the SNES at the time. I mean, I've seen Doom 2 levels running. So I've seen, like, Downtown, for example. There's a video of that running on Super Nintendo hardware. I think you could have got some of the levels over. I don't think you could have got all the levels over, though. Need to take PC port this game. I'm playing OG Doom on the DOSBox. Really brings back to being a kid again. Do you have Duke Nukem on Steam? We could do a Cotman. So the thing for me, I'm like I said, I'm going to be doing like a community day at some point where I'll say like, hey, you know, I've got this game. Why don't we all play? I'm actually thinking. I know you're all going to laugh. I'm thinking about doing that with Duke Nukem Forever with its multiplayer, because I think the multiplayer mode of Duke Nukem Forever is really fun. And I think, like, I love the Fortune mystery of locations missing. I guess Doom guy. Yeah, no, so because I feel like if we could get like half a dozen people in, maybe a dozen people in, we could get a decent Duke Nukem Forever session going in multiplayer. And to be fair, the best part of Duke Nukem Forever for me is the multiplayer bit. So it's like, that would be pretty fun. Put it into kicking as the man himself. So yeah, no, like I just think like that'll be pretty interesting. And also we can do the Doom 1 plus Doom 2 port. We can do Heretic. We can do Duke Nukem. So there's a lot of options when it comes to doing like community days. The only reason I haven't done one yet is just because I want to wait for the channel to get a bit bigger, just so then we can actually have people who want to play. What part of Ingy from? Doom Corp sold more copies on N64, just goes hand in hand. I'm from the north of the UK, so I'm from around Liverpool and Manchester. I don't have the Liverpool accent fully. I have a bit of it. I have a twang of Liverpool accent, but I do my best to get rid of it. I'm doing my best to get rid of it. I think there are aspects to Duke Nukem Forever that are pretty decent. I think that obviously people were very hyped for that game when it came out. Well, you know, because they wanted to play it. Ah, oh, fall down, rats. But I think that people just kind of got caught up in the hype of it all. Oh yeah, for sure. The prototype of Forever was better, and that's because that's actually a cohesive game. That's the difference. Like the reconstruction project. You can see in that like Duke Nukem Forever was going to be a completely different game. It never had. But the problem is, people forget that when Duke Nukem Forever was cancelled, like Take-Two literally just wanted the money back. They were like, we just want our return of investment on this game that we sunk millions into. And so the game we got at the end was really just like a Frankenstein's monster. It was never, Duke Nukem Forever was never going to be that game, but it was forced to be that game. I mean, from Shropshire to from Somerset, still have a heavy farmer accent. Hey, but there's nothing wrong with that. And hey Dave, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. The beta version is on the Internet Archives. It is. To be honest, like they just should never have released that version. They should never have released that version. In an ideal world, it would never have been released, and we'd never be talking about. We wouldn't be talking about Duke Nukem Forever as a bad game, but unfortunately, greedy people did greedy things. So if you weren't the shot nuke, oh, just a second. The guns in Duke Nukem Forever are amazing. Yes. So the funny thing is, Squirrel, I've actually got a script that I was writing earlier today, which so this is the video that's going up tonight. So when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to be putting this up. But it is a script called top five good things about Duke Nukem Forever, and I think number 2 is the weapons, number 1 is the multiplayer, and I'll have a look. I'll get it on my other screen. Give me a second. Excuse me, that was my YouTube backend. Oh no, you saw numbers. But yeah, give me a second, because I'll tell you exactly what I've put as like my top 5, and you can agree with me or disagree with me, and we can spar. So 5 things Duke Nukem got right. Second. Ooh, there we go. You can see that on my screen. So this is the script for the video that's going up tonight. I'm going to edit it when the stream's over. But you can see number 5, environmental interaction. Number 4, the Doctor Who Cloned Me DLC, because I like the Doctor Who Cloned Me DLC. I thought it was really good. It's a cool name. It is. Duke Nukem Forever is a cool name. Number 3 on this is the shrink sections. I actually didn't hate them. They were actually pretty good. Number 2, the weapons are fun to use. And then number 1, the multiplayer mode is genuinely fun. So that was the number 1. That was the number 1 before the list. I thought to the rest of the list. Whatever happened to George? I have no idea. Ooh, BTS. Multiplayer was just about Dead on Arrival and 360, am I right? Or just laggy as hell, or both. I had fun with it. So I had a lot of fun with the multiplayer mode, but then again, like, so I want to show you all something, by the way. So the shrink sections are awesome. Duke Nukem has a load of great ideas. They just feel undercooked. Well, yeah, because they were undercooked. Because by the end, they literally took the game that was meant to be what was done, and they literally cut it up and just put together bits that didn't really mesh properly. Which is why, like, the sections in the monster truck feel like they drag, because like they literally just put together a bunch of different sections that were not meant to be together and just squashed them all together. I actually like the Duke Burger level. Duke Nukem was going to be a platform at one point. I can imagine that. So yeah, so what I was going to say, I showed this earlier off on the stream, and this kind of blew people's minds. So I want to show it off here, because it's hilarious. So you can see here, we've got this door. Now the thing is, we can't close this door. This door is one single use, so once it goes up, it goes up. If you come to the other side, and you click here, you can actually get the door to come down. So that means, like, you know, well done, the door's come down. So that now turns this into a real door. If you wander back over to this side and you try to open the door again, you can't. So I saw that in Decino's video last night, and when we got here earlier in the stream, I wanted to test it out to see if that had carried over to the Super Nintendo version, and it has. You have 2 streams going. I do, yeah. I learned this from Decino's video. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So and so we got to live test it in the Super Nintendo version. It's the same bug. They didn't fix it. Well, that's on you. 1 stream is for mobile viewers. Yeah, so 1 stream's for mobile viewers, 1 stream is for normal. The monster truck stuff is awesome, but it's series of spaces with nothing to do in them. And also the fact that it keeps breaking down. So you have to keep refueling it, which I always found a bit weak. So yeah, unfortunately, we have to kill ourselves now to finish this level. But yeah, I saw that in Decino's video last night, and it was really, and I was really pleased I got to test that if it's the same in the console version, because obviously you never know if they've actually gone and updated it or not. Duke Nukem Forever's, I feel like. So the funny thing is, like I said, the DLC I think is a lot better because it introduces a villain, Duke bounces off the villain, there's actual like stakes involved. I feel like, and then when I was researching into it, I found out that apparently the DLC was originally going to be like the final part of Duke Nukem Forever. So that was the plan. And then apparently they cut it off at like a few months before release and said, we're going to release this as DLC. So the whole thing with Duke kind of becoming like, you know, the president, going for the presidency, that was thrown in at the last minute. Looks like you're fucked. Yeah, and that for me is like the worst part of the game. That, and also the way that he kind of takes the piss out of like the women on the alien ship, well, in the alien thing. Yeah, so I mean, Decino, like, because obviously, like, Decino, like, puts a lot of work into their videos, and I just happen to. That's one that I wish I'd known when I was a kid, because I would have tested that out so much. Yeah, the problem with Duke Nukem Forever is that it leaned too heavily into like smutty, into like lowbrow smutty humor. It didn't. It wasn't smart. It wasn't really clever humor. It was just like low grade humor that like. I know Duke Nukem 64, Duke Nukem 3D does that, but I also know that Duke Nukem 3D also had some very clever lines in it, and it was kind of a shame that they went for that rather than, you know, they went for the low bar rather than the high bar. Yeah, we did indeed. Where voice lines were recorded for. So I believe that for the DLC, the voice lines were recorded after the Gearbox buyout. But as far as I'm aware, the voice lines for the main game were recorded before the Gearbox takeover. Yeah, probably. There you go. I do love that rockets only take 3 in this version to kill the barons. That's very useful. He gave so many the wrong impression about Duke as a character and the other game's humor. Really sad. Because it feels like you're fucked. It's just a Randy line. Yeah, it's like I said, it's all just bad taste for me. It's like, as a Duke Nukem fan, it's kind of hard to enjoy a game when that kind of humor's been put up. Yeah, I mean, it's useful because it means you don't use nearly as many rockets. Also, can you see that the Caco demon there has gone back to sleep? Until we sort of stepped out of that teleporter there, it wasn't bothered with us at all. I don't have the patience killing a baron with a shotgun. I'm going to pass back out on and shut my guts up. Catch you another day. Have a good one. Have a good one, Oblivion, and stay safe. Caco needs clarity. Caco needs glasses. Get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Ow. Thank you. Good old E2M6. Yeah, so this level makes it into the mix. The Shores of Hell sees a lot of cuts, but this one actually makes the final selection, which is nice. Take Doom, for example, even with its most disgusting imagery, it's used to create atmosphere, not cruel jokes. Yeah, and I think that's kind of why Doom, I think, is kind of, it's aged really well, because Doom Guy doesn't say anything stupid. Like, Doom Guy doesn't say anything that immediately ages the game by 20 years. The best thing they did with these classic Doom games, they made it so that there was no talking. There's no cutscenes, there's no talking. Because By doing that, every WOD that is created by fans is equal to the original games. There's no like weird cutscenes that feel out of place or anything like that. It's literally just like the gameplay. And I think that's one of the reasons why Doom's done really well over the decades, because imagine if like every time like you ended an episode or began an episode there was like a cutscene. And that, how would that work in like Doom 2, for example? I've never really seen much competent gameplay of this version until today. Lack of circle strafe is apparent, and I'm aware that it's... Yeah, so the thing with the controls is you can get used to it, but you kind of have to... It means like this, like I'm just tapping the strafe button, so I can... No! This version also likes switching back to the rocket launcher. It really loves that as a trick. And it's very annoying as a trick. What we're gonna do, we're gonna run back, because I know there's some enemies there who are gonna come out. Oh, I do not like that. Wait, that rocket just went right through the pinky there. You saw that. You all saw that. That wasn't just me going crazy. I saw it, yeah. At least use isn't double tap. It says Doom. So what I find really strange is that 2016 Doom, it kind of got the balance right, I think. So I feel like 2016 Doom was like a great interpretation of like what a modern Doom game would probably be like. Like, Doom guy does not care, he does not speak, he doesn't do anything. He's just kind of there to rip and tear. And then I feel like with Eternity, they felt the need to add lore into the mix, and I was like, you know, like, Doom's fine, it doesn't need lore, like, it doesn't need, like, mountains of lore being poured into the gameplay. And then from what I've seen, Dark Ages completely goes all in on it, so it's like, it's not really Doom anymore, is it? I know Bugford is seeing to investigate. Yeah, that would be really fun. If Hey, Cyber, welcome. I had to leave for a bit, but I'm going to play some Symphony of the Night. Excellent. Hope you enjoy Castlevania. Where are the enemies? I swear to God, like, this is messing me up so much, because, like, I'm expecting there to be like a closet full of enemies there, but then I come here and there's a pinky. So that's my suspicion with some of the direction that Doom's taken. My suspicion is that they're recycling in lore from other stuff. And I don't get why, because everyone loved the way that the story was handled in 2016 Doom, where, like, it was there, but you could basically just ignore it and it didn't impact anything. But then, like, in Eternal, it's like, well, we've got to talk about this, and we've got to go and visit this place that, you know... Nothing wrong with playing it on Switch. The Switch version's very well optimized, so, you know, you played a very well optimized version. Doom could be heavy metal and demon blasting, but it could just also be quiet exploration. Yeah, and I think it's frustrating. Like I said, it's frustrating for me, because for me, when I think of Doom, I don't think of story. I know Doom has a story, but it's never pushed in my face. And I just kind of wish that, like, they would... Oh, by the way, say hello to our favourite sleeping Cacodemon. I wanted to see how close I could get before it woke up. I was slowly like tapping the forward on the D-pad. The thing with Doom 3 though is like mostly like that's just like horror exploration, like, and it does a good job with that. It doesn't really push the story's there, but again, it's like it's happening like so far out of like your care that you don't really care about it. I don't hate Doom 3. Like I say, it's something that like I have a love-hate relationship with, but I don't hate it. After playing for so long, do you even notice the low resolution anymore? Oddly, no. Although, Squirrel, because you brought it up last time, and because obviously there's probably new people here, I do want to show off this because this is a great place to show this off. So if you look here, the way that the textures are handled in this version of Doom, as we kind of turn around, watch the switch kind of move around, because of the way that like the textures are handled by the Reality Engine. You can see here, you can see the edge of the switch here, but as we move in, that disappears. It's very trippy. It's like one of those puzzles where it's like, is this real or is this not real? So yeah, this is a good showcase for what the texture, how the textures behave in this version. And thank you to Squirrel for pointing it out earlier on. Man, I remember playing Doom back on 32X and became nauseated. One skip map later, and here we are. Yeah, no, Cyber Doom. You're is this the Rage Engine? It is the Rage Engine. Where did I pull Reality Engine from? I don't know. Is Reality Engine the Oh, that door just shut on us. That door just completely shut on us. This is the Reality Engine. Oh my god, let's deal with all of these. Oh my god. So the only problem with these is the hyper aggressive on this level. I think he can see us. Yeah, he can see us. Okay. So as I kind of showed off earlier on, the Cyber Demon in this version of Doom actually has a melee attack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get right up close to it, and I'm going to show it to you because I'm happy to die here for the purposes of showing you. If you look here, you can see it actually has like a scratch. It has what sounds like a scratch attack, and it basically raises its gun towards you. I assume that logically it's smacking you with the gun. I'm happy to do Ty. Me too, sister. Looks like Rage. It's alternative game. Yeah. So when I was doing because I know this is the Reality Engine. But yeah, so the Cyber Demon has like a melee attack in this version, and that's pretty funny to me. Yeah, no, so obviously it's because I don't know why they thought to put a melee attack in, but obviously, you know, someone must have thought it was a good idea. It does, because like, why would the Cyber Demon? But then again, in this version, the Cyber Demon doesn't actually have the Cyber Demon can be damaged by splash damage. Also, I want you to watch how the Cyber Demon walks towards us here. It is the most adorable thing ever. Look at how he like straddles towards us. Yes. I like to imagine the Cyber Demon is stomping you. And he walks like he owns the base. Oh lord, he coming. Yeah, so in this version, like, he has a bit of sass to him, which I appreciate. I think that's really fun. Wow, those doors really don't give you time to get back in, do they? There he is. So yeah, the way he kind of straddles towards you is kind of hilarious. He's like, I see you, I'm coming. Girl, I'm coming. You don't have to wait. If Germpese was still here, he'd tell you off for misgendering the siren. Oh, well, souls look more like the ice skating. They do. Those hooves were made for strolling, and that's just what he does. I just think it's really interesting, like that like they basically sped up his animation, and it just makes him look like he's like, oh, hello. Did you all see that? Then that Kako demon was kind of bouncing between the roof and the floor there. I don't think it had any idea what it was doing. Yeah, no, that Kako was just like enjoying his a little bouncing session there through the door. Just happy to see you. I'm sure he was just happy to see me. We're just going to make our way through here. I'm not... oh, is there an imp behind me? Oh, that's new. They don't normally do that. Normally they don't get in here. So I would always say the Spider Mastermind is a female. That's in my head canon. The Spider Mastermind makes sense as a female because obviously she spawns all the enemies. Wow, that's freaky. The whole world warped. The screen went red. I hate that corridor. Lazy level design. I agree. I agree. Yeah, my headcanon's always been that the Spider Mastermind is a she. But, like, I don't feel like the monsters would care too much because they just shoot you before you got to ask them anyway. So I feel like the rockets from a side beam are notified backward, I believe, to consolidate sprites. So it's the same sprite you see when you fire a rocket. Yeah, so it's the same in the first 2X version, except what it does in this version, they just appear as like little sort of backwards facing rockets towards you. Yeah, it's so interesting that across the different versions they kind of treat the rockets differently like that. Grab you. Get in here. I had to switch to the pistol because the rocket launcher was trying to come out there and it didn't. Let's not turn this into a Doom stream. Sure. So what I was trying to do there, I realized very quickly that when I ran out of plasma ammo, it was going to swap me to the rocket launcher, and I didn't want that, so I had to sort of preempt it, which was obviously not good. Because I ended up with the pistol as a weapon, which obviously no one wants the pistol as a weapon of choice. Okay, I'm getting stuck on these tight door frames. Let's go, let's go. A lot of lost souls to get through this. Just gonna sneak around here. I like Bullgun for making. I think Doom could have done with checkpoints. You know how you save a game. That would have been interesting. I hate this level. Yep, I hate this level as well. Although I hate this interpretation of this level even more, because I think this is ugly. Like, at least the original, like, it had like its own thing going. With this though, definitely not. I want to get the chain gun, but that wall won't come down. That's annoying. I think the problem is, like, because back in the day, they obviously were thinking just about, like, what this game... I don't think they were thinking about this game being a thing, like, 30 years after its release. So, I don't think they thought about features like that, even though I think that would have been an interesting feature to implement. Hello. Grab the armor. Oh, will you go? Well, no. Don't swap to the rocket launcher. That's not what I want at all. So it literally just swapped out to the rocket launcher, which I obviously didn't appreciate. And it did it again. It did it again. Well, I'm going to die here, so I may as well enjoy that. I think the idea had, Sandy, was you sacrifice some pain in the lava to open the wall, but you had to stand there to get hurt, so it doesn't really work properly. Oh, thank you. Her character rolling for laughing. Oh, thank you, Sin, for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my mini feed seems to have died. Unfortunately, I'm not getting notified about anything anymore, so apologies if I'm missing anyone who's subscribed, etc., etc. It appears that my mini feed has not come back from the crash. But I did see that, so thank you. I appreciate that, Sin, so much. So, do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if someone said, let's call this Super Doom, and someone else went, no, we're not doing that. It wouldn't surprise me. Thank you, Sin. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I've got... Like I said, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go and edit the Duke Nukem Forever video together. And then tomorrow, I've got... I think it's a Doom video planned. I'll need to look at what... Oh, no. Why? Why do you swap to the rocket launcher? That is not nice. Okay. Alright, that's the best we're getting. That's the best we're getting. Let's get out of here. If Ultimate Doom on PC, Super Doom on SNES, it would have been perfect. And then you got Doom 64 on Nintendo 64. So yeah, you would have had all the bases covered. I just didn't... I'm glad they've run out of rockets, because maybe the game will stop forcing me to try and use it now. Okay, good. We do some Quake. Yeah, so Quake. So when at the minute, what I'm doing, you might have noticed on the channel, I'm trying to cover a lot more kind of non-Doom video games. So I'm covering, I covered Hover Tank last week. I've been covering Duke Nukem Forever a little bit more. And the idea is Quake and Blood will be I'll be covering those in some way soon, because I want to start playing those for the channel, because obviously there's there's a Blood remaster getting re-released soon. Shadow Warrior, please. Good episode. Thanks for sharing. Cheers again from Argentina. Thank you, Gio. Can you imitate? I cannot imitate. I can try to imitate Duke, but it will not be good. You're all waiting for it, aren't you? You're all waiting for me to imitate Duke. I've got balls of steel. No, see, I can't do it. That's why we won't. That's why I won't do it. But it happened. Didn't want to upgrade SNES Doom. Yeah, Shadow Warrior is also on the because the thing is with Shadow Warrior, I've never actually played that properly, so that'll be really fun to play properly for the first time. I tried. I'm sorry. I can't do Duke, unfortunately. Duke's rolling in his grave at what I just did. Right. Didn't someone upgrade SNES Doom? So there are people working on for limited run games. I think that's what you're talking about. They're actually, some of them were actually in the chat earlier on talking about it. Yeah, it's going to be good fun. Note how the background hasn't changed from last episode. Get rid of you. I got you. I got the invincibility. My version would be damn, someone replaced my steroids with fucking yeah. Your voice registry shows great. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to pull it off with some practice. Possibly, yeah, like, because I'm very bad with voice imitations, so it's not something I'm not very well known for imitating voices. But I mean, it's no harm in, and have fun with it. I don't mind doing it for a laugh, because obviously, you know, you all are here for a joke. You know, like, I don't take this too seriously. So, and I hope everyone else is just having a good time. That's the main thing for me. Although one of my real life friends, they did ask why I didn't have like a Duke Nukem voice changer, you know, for like my videos on YouTube, and I was like, well, I'm not pretending to be Duke Nukem. You know, you understand that that Nukem guy is a name I've given to myself. It doesn't mean I want to be Duke Nukem. Shockingly. Back to Bonehead Avenue. I'll set up my microphone and record and send it you. Yeah, sure, that'd be great. I am trying to get better at using Discord. I say that every stream, but I am really trying. Yeah, you can see this level is largely the same. Like I mentioned earlier on, in the Jaguar versions of this level, you can't that middle section actually doesn't exist. You get teleported across where the outdoor area was. But you can see here, like, there's a load of enemies that you have to deal with. Hello, man. What do you think about the fake retro FPS and Medieval and Dusk? So I've not played Dusk. I know I should, because a lot of people like Dusk, but that's one that slipped under my radar. So it's something that I need to get around to playing, but definitely open to playing it sometime. Looks like Doom Guy's eyes are closed. Looks like Doom Guy's having a nap, like a power nap. Also, did you notice that how the invulnerability, it didn't sort of do the flashing in and out of, like, you know, when it's about to run out. It literally just ended. I'm going to save that invulnerability for in a minute. Yeah, so this on Hurt Me Plenty, there were imps in, there were pinkies in here. There was like 3 pinkies in here, and yet they're not here in this version. I hate this puzzle. Makes no sense. So I think I've said it in a few of my videos. I prefer the Jaguar version of this level because, at least in the Jaguar version of this level, the ending kind of makes sense because it's a baron in an outdoor area. But this I don't like this because it doesn't really fit with the rest of the level. It's like, oh look, it's a puzzle. Like, okay, great. I had like 286 on my father and Pentium music. He was out of the house. I'd play Doom on it. So yeah, we had a Pentium back in '95. We had ours was a Maxwell computer of some kind, and it had the first Pentium in it. And I remember my dad was so proud of it. My dad was like so proud of that. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I would recommend playing Doom on DOS at least once, just so that you can. How old were you in '94? I was 4. I was 4 years old. You can keep track of my age because my I was born in 1990, so my age follows the year very closely. Four levels to go. Well, no, not 4 levels to go. If you want to. So what's interesting here, by the way, I just want to see, will we get the invulnerability before we drop down here again? We did. So yeah, that seems to be like a bug in this version of Doom, because I don't think that's in any other version, where you can literally just get the invulnerability just by stepping over the threshold, by stepping on top of the threshold. Normally you have to drop down to get that. I think the thing with classic Doom, like once you kind of get around the controls, I think it's a good time. But obviously, if you have to put the work in to get used to this, because I did dual analog control. So this time around, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through. I said I was going to go through the normal way, and then I fell down. So that was very poorly foreshadowed there. Because last time I went through the secret exit and. Doom guy, can you like calm down? Like he's so excited about going over that thing, about going over the ledge there, because his momentum carries through the teleporters. Okay. Does this version have elastic collision? No, so what it is, I think someone mentioned it earlier on. The collision in this game, it's based on circles, not on squares. So sometimes when you're walking along the walls, you kind of bump along the walls and you can get stuck in them. Yeah, this is what Mount Erebus looks like on Super Nintendo. Look at those pixels. Look at those cacodemons in the distance. So yeah, I can play. So back when we were kids, and playing Doom on DOS, the mouse was disgusting. Like one thing that is lost to time with Doom is that the original mouse controls were disgustingly bad. Like especially when you had a ball mouse. So we had to play with keyboard only. That was the only way you could really play Doom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. That was the original intention for the mouse controls. Hold up, I picked that up, and the game was like, no, you did not pick that up. What? What a load of bull. Well, I feel I've shown off the level. Remember when mouse? I played with mouse in DOS days. Yeah, the mouse controls were not very good with Doom. I never used to use mouse controls because like it was just so cumbersome. I get if people like it, but for me it was always a no, a very strong no. Me trying to speed run. Did I really just go off the side of that? Did I really just go off the side of that? Was that meant to go up like that? I don't know if that was meant to go up like that. In the original show version, even a mouse control tied it. So the thing is, like, it used to move you forward. So, like, with the mouse, you'd move Doom Guy forward and back, and it was really slippery. So it was very hard to kind of get a control with the mouse. I tried the mouse controls with every SNES. Pretty quickly went back to the controller. Mouse controls in the 90s sucked. Yeah, and like I said, you have to remember it was all ball mouses back then, so it wasn't like nice, like, you know, laser pointer mice. It was, you know, janky as heck balls that like used to get gunky, and you used to have to take them out every few weeks to clean them. Where did you come from? Yeah, that's the thing. Most kids don't know why ball mouse were bad. It's because the small hairs find their way into the ice and make it get stuck. Yeah, and the thing is, like, over time, it used to sort of slow the ball down. So you had to kind of, every few weeks, like, you'd have to take it out to clean it. Otherwise, it would be just unusable. Well, I remember I was really annoyed once because I was playing Heretic, and I decided to use the mouse, and like I got to the final boss, and the Sparrow, and I was like in the middle of killing him, and like the mouse sort of got clogged up, so I couldn't finish the map, and I was like really annoyed. So yeah, yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, like, you can use a wired mouse, wireless mouse. They're all good. I would love to play Final Doom on PlayStation 1 with the mouse. The PS1 mouse has always intrigued me, but then at the same time, like, they're quite difficult to get your hands on. Like, getting hold of a link cable for PS1 was difficult enough. Look how much health I've lost, by the way. This is just me going towards the exit here. It was very nice of those shotguns to just stand there and wait for me to shoot them. What about the secret exit? So I did the secret exit on the first playthrough. I wasn't going to do it on this playthrough because I feel like we saw everything we needed to see for the Warrens. There wasn't that much to kind of revisit because this is the second playthrough we've done, and plus I want to sort of see if we can stretch out that spider mastermind fight a bit more. This all sucks. Yeah, this level's always sucked. Yeah, I actually put a video up literally about that bunny about a few hours ago. It's amazing because I didn't even know Super Nintendo had like an online capability, and not only did it have it, it apparently a lot of games actually made use of it. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. Apparently Genesis had it as well, but not many games on the Genesis side bothered to use it. Yeah, so Mega Drive Genesis, yeah. So the reason I say Genesis is because when I'm writing my videos, I always go for the American version of things. So I'll always say Genesis, just because if you say Mega Drive, I guarantee half my comments in videos will be, why do you call it? Why is it called a Mega Drive? It's a Genesis. And it's like it doesn't matter. It's the same console. It's the same console. I promise you. You could download games on the Mega Drive too. You could, and the N64 as well. That had a game download service for a hot minute. Only in Japan though. Which I but definitely could use some improvement. Let's make our way through here. Hey, Mega, welcome. How you doing? Reviewing the streamer now. I mean, to be fair, like, you know, I will take that assessment. I will take that assessment and eat it for breakfast. I would rather be known as a good YouTuber who can improve rather than one that takes advantage of people. That there's worse ways to be known in the universe. I didn't mean to use that. That was panic. They kind of confirmed Spider-Man is female when Olivia appears in. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I think the challenge is good. I don't like. If I had more time, I would be able to polish videos like to a higher extent, and I know I could do that. But the problem obviously is, you could spend weeks polishing a video, and then you'd only get one video every month, which. I don't know if you're like me. I always find it really frustrating when you find a good YouTuber and you find they've only ever made like 2 videos and they're like 6 months apart from each other, because it kind of tells you is that like you're going to be waiting at least 6 months for the next one. And I kind of prefer sometimes if like there's a collection of videos at least, so then people you can check out their work. That's just my personal preference. I always kind of prefer it when you can see a bit more work from someone, even if it's a bit rougher. I didn't like this level. Doing too many videos can lead to burnout very easily. Oh, it can very easily. And trust me, like I got burned out on streaming very much back in 2023, because I was streaming every day. I thought like if I kept doing it, you know, I would have a good time. And it got boring. It and it just drained me every day. I was sat streaming, and it was just, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I stopped streaming for a long time. You, Mr. Danuka, I find your audiovisual entertainment rather pleasing. However, I have minor gripes about your videography. Please be sure to reply post haste so we can discuss further. I will send that to my secretary, and they will get back to you with a date where we can discuss. I'll bring them at Vitties. So then make it work. High quality, not as frequent, but I understand. Yeah, no. So for me, it's like it's always about like finding a balance. So let's see if we can make this Spider Mastermind fight last a bit longer in this next level. When we got here last time, I accidentally killed it, like, pretty much as soon as I turned the corner. That wasn't the intention, but it's what happened. This is almost on par with modded 32x Doom. Do better, streamer. I don't know if it's in Super Nintendo version, Mega Arm and Berserk Pack in the middle of the stage in the maze. I'm not sure which one you're referring to there, actually. So let's admire this level a bit, because last time I didn't really give you a tour of it, did I? I love the flesh hut. I like that. Yeah, I like that change because that's kind of very hellish. I kind of wish like they'd done a bit more of it, but you know, hey, I mean, I can't really stretch this out too much because like, just do that. It's ridiculous, the Spider Mastermind on this version. So there's something nostalgic to me about Super Nintendo Sith version of Doom music. Yeah, I agree. You have a Discord server. I do not. I don't really use Discord all that much. As people who I've added on here will tell you from the chat, I'll tell you, I basically duck on like once every few days and then I'm out again because I don't really bother with Discord too much. Just wanted to follow up on your channel comments. I appreciate the spite hustle you're putting in. I appreciate the videos as daily decompressing view. Oh, thank you, Lacking. I appreciate that. There's something. I think give the wall to come down. Lava. So yeah, we've done two. So I've done 2 playthroughs of Super Nintendo Doom. This one didn't have a crash in it. Hooray! But yeah. So that's pretty much all there is to really say about Super Nintendo Doom. Of course, if I had a connection to the servers, I could theoretically play netplay and we could play online, but quite why you'd want to do that, I don't know in 2025. But you know, maybe one day if I can work out the kinks to it. I think. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to wrap things up because obviously we've been streaming for over 4 hours now and almost 5 hours. Wow, geez. And yeah, why are you playing Doom on SNES in 2025? Because John Carmack said if I didn't, he wouldn't release my bunny. I'm joking, John Carmack. But yeah, the thing is, like, this has been really fun. So next time, I know I've already played through PlayStation 1 Doom and PlayStation 1 Doom 2, but I think next up, that's where we have to go. So it won't be next Saturday. It'll probably be the Saturday after. I'll start PlayStation 1 Doom up and we'll play through that because obviously we'll do that through the in retrospect. Hey, Boom, welcome. But yeah, again, like I said at the start of the stream, I'll go to the intro screen here. I just want to say a massive thank you. Don't whack my rabbit. I thought I heard a wabbit. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who supported the channel up to 10,000. Obviously, you know, I can't express in gratitude how much that means to me. And hopefully, you know, we will continue. Hopefully, the channel will continue to grow. It'll continue to make things that you like, and hopefully, you know, a lot of the videos I make, you know, will make you laugh, make you annoyed, so you'll want to talk about Doom or Duke Nukem or maybe even Blood. Like, I'm going to get to Blood eventually. Thanks for the stream, dude. Very enjoyable. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, James. Like I said, this is really fun. So next weekend, if there's no changes to my plans, there will be a 12-hour stream next weekend on next Saturday. If there are changes, then I'll announce that on Blue Sky and on channel page, so you won't have to kind of guess. If I will be streaming in some form, but I do want it to be a 12-hour stream next weekend. Congratulations on 10K. Oh, thank you, Phantom Gaming 64. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. And hey, Bean, and thank you to everyone who's been hanging out, because I know some of you have actually been hanging out the whole stream. It's really cool that people want to just see plenty of Doom. We make a video on Blood when I might make a video on it. The problem is I don't like doing reviews of games that just drop. So, like, when the Heretic and Hexen bundle dropped, I didn't just wanna rush out a review of it because I felt that it wouldn't have done any justice to it. But then I never went back and did a video for Heretic and Hexen, so I felt a bit bad about that. So, it's maybe, I'll see how I feel when it comes out. But yeah, thank you so much. That was quite stream. Good work, and I've relearned a bit of SNES Doom excluded to total 5. Yeah, no, so it took 5 maps out. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and I will catch you around on the